The massive alien ship appeared over Earth like a dark shadow. It was bigger than any building humans had ever made. Its black surface reflected no light. No stars showed on its polished panels. Captain Elizabeth Lane stood in the control room of the Earth Defense Base. Her green eyes watched the giant ship through the window. People rushed around her, checking computers and talking on radios. Everyone looked worried. "Ma'am, they want to talk," said Lieutenant Peter Johnson. He sat at the main communication desk. His hands shook on the controls. "Put them through," Elizabeth ordered. She stood tall even though her heart raced. As captain of the United Earth Defense Force, she had trained for this moment. But seeing a real alien ship was different from military exercises. The main screen filled with an impossible being. It looked like it was made of crystal or glass. Light moved through its body in strange patterns. Its face had no features humans could understand. This was Ambassador Vex Thul from the Galactic Council. "Humans of planet Earth," the alien spoke. Its voice sounded like glass chimes and thunder at the same time. "We have watched you reach the stars. You now have ships that go faster than light. This makes you ready to join the galaxy." People in the room looked at each other. This sounded good so far. Elizabeth felt hope rise in her chest. But then Vex Thul continued. "All new species must pay tribute to the Galactic Council. This keeps peace in the galaxy. You must give us 60% of your water. You must give us 40% of your metal and minerals. You must also send 10 million humans to work for the Council." The room became very quiet. Everyone stopped working. They stared at the screen in shock. Henry Johnson entered the room. He was Earth's first ambassador to alien worlds. He had been chosen for this job only 2 months ago. His face turned pale when he heard the demands. "If you refuse," Vex Thul added, "we will take what we need by force. You have 7 Earth days to decide." The screen went black. The alien ship just stayed there, hanging in space above Earth. "This is insane," said Lieutenant Patricia Williams. She was the communications expert. "They want more than half our water. They want our people as slaves." Dr. Kevin Brooks walked into the room. He was Earth's top expert on alien life forms. He had been studying the few alien artifacts humans had found over the years. "I warned about this," he said. "Their technology is thousands of years ahead of ours. They see us as primitives." Elizabeth turned to Henry. "We need to contact the world leaders immediately." "Already on it," Henry replied. He pressed buttons on his phone. "President Rodriguez wants an emergency meeting in 1 hour." The control room buzzed with activity again. People printed reports, others made phone calls, some cried quietly at their desks. The world was about to change forever. Later that day, leaders from every nation met through video calls. President Michelle Rodriguez sat at the head of the digital table. Her face looked tired but determined. "The aliens want to strip our planet bare," she said. "They want our water, our metals, and our people. This is not diplomacy. This is robbery." "What can we do?" asked Prime Minister Claude Martin from France. "Their ship alone could destroy our cities. We have no defense against them." General Charles Bennett stood up. He ran the military's secret projects. "We have options," he said carefully, "but they are classified." "There's no time for secrets," snapped President Rodriguez. "Tell us everything." Charles looked around the room. "Project Valkyrie has been running for 5 years. We've been preparing for this exact situation. When the alien probe crashed in 2039, we recovered intact technology. We've been studying it, copying it, improving it." People in the room leaned forward. This was news to most of them. "Dr. Lisa Miller leads the team," Charles continued. "She says we might have a chance, a small one, but we need to act fast and smart." "What do you suggest?" asked the president. "We play for time," Charles answered. "Let them think we're weak and scared. Meanwhile, we prepare our real response." Elizabeth raised her hand. "The Galactic Council expects primitive humans. Let's show them primitives, but let's also show them humans can think." The leaders talked for hours. They made plans. They assigned tasks. By the end, everyone knew their role in the biggest con in human history. Back at her base, Elizabeth looked at the alien ship again. Its dark surface still blocked out stars. But now she felt different. She felt angry. She felt determined. Humans had fought wars for thousands of years. They had solved impossible problems. They had gone to the moon with computers less powerful than phones. We survived ice ages, she whispered to herself. We survived plagues. We survived each other. We'll survive you too. The countdown had begun. 7 days to save Earth. 7 days to fool the most powerful beings in the galaxy. 7 days to change everything. In laboratories across the planet, scientists worked without sleep. They studied alien tech. They ran simulations. They built new weapons based on old theories. In military bases, soldiers trained with new equipment. They learned to pilot ships designed in secret. They prepared for a war that might never come. Politicians practiced speeches. They wrote press releases. They prepared to lie to the whole world if needed. And somewhere in deep space, other alien races watched. They remembered when they had been new to the galaxy. They remembered the tribute they had paid. Some wondered if Earth would break like they had. Others hoped Earth would find a way to resist. The 7 days started. Each hour brought Earth closer to a decision that would echo through galactic history. The primitive humans from Sol 3 were about to show the galaxy something new. They were about to prove that fresh ideas could beat old traditions, that creativity could beat technology, that spirit could beat size. The stage was set. The players knew their parts. The audience filled the galaxy, and Earth's response to the Galactic Council was about to stun everyone watching. The game had begun. Deep underground in Colorado, Dr. Lisa Miller worked through her 3rd night without sleep. The hidden laboratory buzzed with activity. Hundreds of scientists moved between workstations. Computer screens showed complex equations and alien symbols. Energy signature matches, called out Dr. James Peterson. He stood at a massive holographic display. The Council's ships all use the same frequency for their shields. Lisa smiled for the first time in days. That's their weakness. They made everything compatible, made their systems work together. But that means if we find the right frequency, we can affect them all. Dr. Miller, said Colonel Robert Hayes. He walked into the lab carrying a metal briefcase. General Bennett sent the updated timeline. We have 4 days left. Lisa took the briefcase. Inside was a prototype device about the size of a phone. Is this the pulse generator? Version 4, Robert confirmed. It didn't work on the lab models, but Dr. Sanders thinks the alien shields might be more sensitive than we expected. Lisa handed the device to her assistant, Dr. Carol Wright. Test it again. Try different power levels. Meanwhile, Captain Stephen Hughes inspected the Aurora at a secret base in Nevada. The experimental ship looked nothing like Earth's usual spacecraft. Its smooth surface reflected light oddly. It seemed to blend with the sky. How's she holding? Up, asked his first officer, Lieutenant Daniel Kim. Better than expected, Stephen replied. The quantum drive is stable. The cloaking system works perfectly, but we only have 3 of these ships ready. Will 3 be enough? They'll have to be. At the Pentagon, General Charles Bennett reviewed the master plan with his top officers. A huge map of the solar system covered one wall. Red dots marked council ships. Blue dots showed human defenses. The council expects us to negotiate, Charles explained. They think we'll beg for mercy, maybe offer partial tribute. They don't. No, we've been watching them for years. Our satellites picked up their military formations, said Admiral Karen White. They have 30 warships positioned behind their main vessel. Classic overwhelming force strategy. Let them think it will work, Charles nodded. Colonel Rachel Anderson, what's the status of Operation Mirror? Rachel stepped forward. She had black hair streaked with gray from stress. The holographic projectors are ready. We've mapped their sensors. When activated, they'll see 50 human warships where we only have 5. And the quantum network? Dr. Paul Williams says the entanglement field will go live in 48 hours. Once active, it'll link all our assets instantly. No delay, no interruption. Back in Colorado, Dr. Lisa Miller stared at the alien artifact they called the core. It was a cube of unknown metal, recovered from the 2039 crash. Nobody understood how it worked, but everyone knew it was important. "We're missing something," Lisa muttered. She touched the cube. It was always cold no matter what. The aliens use this in all their tech. It has to be the key. Her team had tried everything: lasers, radiation, chemical tests, magnetic fields. Nothing affected the cube, but sometimes when Lisa was very stressed or tired, she thought it responded to emotions. Dr. James Peterson sat beside her. "You need to sleep. We're close to a breakthrough, I can feel it." "I keep thinking about the message from Vexthul," Lisa said. "They called us primitives. They think they're superior, but their technology hasn't changed in thousands of years. Maybe that's their real weakness." "What do you mean?" "They're stuck in their ways, fixed thinking. We're always changing, always adapting. Maybe that's our advantage." At the United Nations, Ambassador Henry Johnson prepared for his next communication with the Council. He practiced his speech. He memorized every word. He prepared to act humble and scared. "Remember," President Rodriguez advised him, "sell the weakness, make them think we're desperate, while we prepare the real response." "What if this doesn't work?" Henry asked. "What if they see through it?" "Then we fight," the president said, simply. "We fight with everything we have." Day 5 arrived. Dr. Lisa Miller finally cracked the code of the alien frequency. She ran into the main lab holding a printout. "Got it!" she shouted. "The harmonics follow a formula based on prime numbers. That's why our random attempts failed. It's mathematical, not just technical." "Can we generate it?" asked General Bennett, who had just arrived. "Dr. Paula Chen is calibrating the equipment now. We'll have a functional disruptor in 6 hours." The breakthrough came at precisely midnight. Dr. Carol Wright made the announcement over the facility intercom. "All stations, this is Wright. We have confirmed shield frequency disruption. The aliens' shields operate on harmonic frequency 7.829. We can generate a counter frequency at 15.658 to create interference." Celebration erupted in the lab. People hugged. Some cried with relief. But Dr. Lisa Miller remained focused. "Now we weaponize it," she declared. At the Aurora's base, Captain Stephen Hughes gathered his crew. "The mission parameters have changed. Operation Bluff is now Operation Truth. We have a real weapon, but we still need to appear weak." "Sir," said Lieutenant Daniel Kim, "how do we do both?" "We show them a magic trick," Stephen smiled. "We show them something impossible, then explain it was easy. Make them doubt everything they know." On Day 6, Earth's secret fleet moved into position. The 3 Aurora-class ships used their cloaking to hide in Earth's shadow. Holographic satellites floated in space, ready to create false images of warships. The quantum entanglement network hummed with energy, connecting every human facility across the solar system. In New York, news anchors reported increased alien activity. Citizens saw the massive council ship hanging in the sky like a second moon. Panic spread. Governments prepared for refugee crises. Children had nightmares about crystal aliens. But in the secret facilities, hope grew stronger. Human ingenuity had found solutions. Human teamwork had built weapons. Human courage would soon be tested. Dr. Lisa Miller stood before her team for what might be the last time. "In 16 hours we'll know if this works. If it doesn't, at least we tried. At least we fought back." "And if it does work?" asked Dr. James Peterson. "Then we change the galaxy," Lisa answered. Colonel Rachel Anderson finalized the deployment of holographic drones. These tiny machines would create the illusion of a massive human fleet. Advanced AI controlled them, making them act like real ships. "The algorithm includes random patrol patterns," Rachel explained to General Bennett. "They'll look real because they'll behave realistically." "What about their scanners?" "We're flooding space with electromagnetic noise. It'll confuse their sensors. By the time they figure out what's real and what's fake, it'll be too late." Dr. Paul Williams initiated the quantum field generators. Invisible energy spread across the solar system, creating an information network faster than light itself. Human, Outposts from Mercury to Pluto were now connected instantly. This could have peaceful uses too, Paul commented to his assistant. After this crisis, we could explore the galaxy with instant communication. If there is an after, his assistant replied grimly. As night fell on the final day of preparation, Captain Elizabeth Lane stood on the observation deck of the defense base. The alien ship still dominated the sky. But now, instead of fear, Elizabeth felt ready. Humanity was ready. Tomorrow, she told Lieutenant Patricia Williams, we either die or evolve. I vote for evolving. So do I. Earth's mightiest secret defenses were now prepared. 3 experimental starships with quantum drives, a quantum entanglement network, holographic fleets, and most importantly, the frequency disruptor that could neutralize alien shields. 7 days ago, the Galactic Council had demanded tribute from a primitive planet. In less than 24 hours, they would learn what humanity truly was. Not primitive, not weak, not willing to be slaves. The countdown continued. Earth's greatest test approached, and somewhere above, Vexthul and the Galactic Council waited, expecting submission. They had no idea what was coming. They could not imagine that the primitives had already beaten them at their own game. The universe was about to change. Earth's secret war machine waited in silence. The truth of human capability was about to shock the galaxy. Tomorrow would bring either Earth's darkest day or its moment of ultimate triumph. The stage was set, the actors were ready, and the greatest performance in human history was about to begin. The 7th day arrived. Ambassador Henry Johnson straightened his tie for the 10th time. His hands shook slightly. Today he would board the alien ship. Today he would lie to beings from across the galaxy. Ready, Ambassador? Asked Captain Elizabeth Lane. She would accompany him along with Dr. Kevin Brooks. All 3 wore formal diplomatic uniforms. As ready as any human can be for this, Henry replied. He carried a small briefcase. Inside was the prototype frequency disruptor. Their secret weapon looked like a simple electronic device. The transport beam surrounded them. Light filled their vision. When it cleared, they stood in the alien ship's docking bay. The space was enormous. The ceiling vanished into darkness above. Strange machinery lined the walls. A being made of flowing silver metal approached them. I am Guide Form 42. Follow me to the council chamber. They walked through corridors that defied human understanding. The walls seemed to breathe. The floor felt both solid and liquid. Time seemed to move differently here. Each step felt normal, but distances made no sense. The council chamber appeared suddenly. It was a vast circular room. The ceiling mimicked space itself, showing real-time views of the galaxy. Different alien species sat in sections adapted to their needs. Some needed water. Others required high gravity. A few existed partially in other dimensions. Vexthul's crystalline form dominated the center. Around it sat nearly 100 different, sentient life forms, the Council of Galactic Powers, rulers of 1,000 star systems. They all watched the humans enter. Humans from Sol 3, Vexthul announced. You have taken the full 7 days. Have you decided to accept our tribute terms? Henry stepped forward. He kept his voice steady. Great Council, we have considered your offer carefully. We understand the need for order in the galaxy. Then, you submit? Vexthul's form pulsed with satisfaction. We propose an alternative, Henry continued. Instead of tribute, we offer partnership. We believe we can contribute to the galaxy in other ways. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Various aliens made sounds that might have been laughter, or disgust, or surprise. The translator struggled to convert them all. You dare suggest that primitive Sol 3 has value beyond tribute? Asked Representative Thon 4 of the Nexari Empire. Its crab-like form clicked with amusement. Your species has barely left its home system. We understand your perspective. Elizabeth spoke for the first time. We appear primitive by your standards, but we have studied your technologies. We believe we have insights that could benefit everyone. Vexthal's crystal body darkened. Impossible. We have perfected our systems over millennia. What could a species with only decades of spaceflight possibly teach us? Dr. Kevin Brooks stepped forward. He had been studying alien biology intensely. Your shield technology interests us. The harmonic principles are elegant. We notice some inefficiencies in the phase modulation patterns. Inefficiencies? A blob-like creature that was Representative Gorp of the Fluid Collective made a bubbling sound. Our shields have protected the galaxy for 10,000 years. Perhaps protected is too strong a word, Dr. Brooks said carefully. He was following the script perfectly. Your harmonics show degradation over time. The phase variance increases by 0.3% every century. Given current trends, shield effectiveness will drop below critical levels within 50,000 years. The dear chamber fell silent. Even the translator seemed unsure how to process this. Vexthal's crystal form crackled with energy. You claim to analyze our technology? Your primitive sensors cannot even detect all our systems. Dr. Brooks. Henry nodded. Perhaps a demonstration? Kevin removed the frequency disruptor from the briefcase. It looked harmless. A small black box with a single button. He held it up for all to see. This measures harmonic frequencies, he explained. We've developed more sensitive equipment than you might expect from primitives. He pressed the button. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, deep in the ship's systems, alarms began to sound, the lights flickered. Vexthal's shields wavered visibly. Stop that immediately, Vexthal demanded. Its voice carried fear for the first time. Dr. Brooks released the button. That was a low-power pulse. It proves our sensors can detect your systems. More importantly, it shows a fundamental weakness in harmonized technology. You threaten the Eye. Council? Roared a massive reptilian being. Fire literally appeared around its form. This is an act of war, not a threat. Henry raised his hands peacefully. A warning, a gift of knowledge. Your systems are vulnerable, but we can help fix them. Vexthal seemed to regain composure. Even if true, which we doubt, you lack the power to threaten us. Our fleet is vast. Your planet has what? A handful of ships? Elizabeth smiled. Appearances can deceive. We've learned to hide some things. She touched her earpiece. A signal prearranged with General Bennett. Throughout the solar system, systems activated. The chamber's main display changed. Real-time scans from the Sovereign Authority's sensors appeared. They showed space around the ship. Suddenly, dozens of contacts appeared. Human ships dropped from stealth. Quantum drives engaged in flash patterns. The holographic fleet combined with real ships and advanced jamming created an impossible sight. 57 vessels, Elizabeth announced. All equipped with quantum drives. All capable of bypassing your harmonized shields. All armed with our new weapons. The council erupted in chaos. Different species made sounds of alarm in their unique ways. Vexthal's crystal form dimmed and brightened rapidly. Representatives shouted demands through their translators. This is impossible, Vexthal repeated. Your technology cannot exceed ours. Different, not necessarily better, Henry clarified. Your harmony technology is more elegant. Our quantum approach is more aggressive. Together, they could complement each other. Representative Gorp finally spoke again. Even if your technology works, our numbers still overwhelm you. The Galactic Council controls fleets of thousands of ships. True, Elizabeth agreed. She touched her earpiece again. Major Douglas Hamilton status report. A human voice filled the chamber. All defense satellites active, Captain. Quantum entanglement. Field at 100%. Earth's defenses are online and linked. What does that mean? Asked Thon 4. It means, Henry explained, that we've created an instantaneous communication network across our solar system. No lag, no delay. Our defenses react as one. More importantly, he paused for effect. It means we've solved your biggest technical challenge, the one you've struggled with for centuries. Vexthal leaned forward. Explain. Instantaneous battlefield communication, Dr. Brooks answered. Your ships still use light-speed relays. Our quantum network operates faster than light. No delay. Between fleets, no coordination lag, no exploitable timing windows. The chamber fell silent again. This time, the silence carried weight. The council members realized what humans had accomplished in secret. Not just weapons, but fundamental advances that the council had sought for millennia. Furthermore, Elizabeth added, our approach to artificial intelligence differs from yours. You restrict AI to prevent what you call synthetic rebellion. We've developed cooperative AI that augments rather than replaces human thinking. Our ships have crews working seamlessly with AI systems. This breaks the treaty of non-contamination, shouted a mechanical being. Species must develop naturally. We did develop naturally, Henry countered. We took your crashed probe's technology as inspiration, not instruction. We developed our own solutions. We improved upon concepts you'd abandoned. Vexthul dimmed considerably. What exactly are you proposing? Partnership, Henry repeated. We share our innovations. You grant us full council membership with voting rights. We avoid conflict that would cost both sides dearly. And if we refuse? Then we demonstrate our quantum fleet's capabilities. Our shields are down as a sign of good faith. Yours, however. Henry nodded to Dr. Brooks. Kevin held up the disruptor again. Your shields rely on harmonic resonance. Every council ship uses the same frequency band. Makes coordination easier. Also makes them all vulnerable to the same disruption signal. You would destroy the galaxy's peace? Vexthul asked. No, Elizabeth answered firmly. We would change it or evolve it. Your tribute system creates resentment, breeding grounds for real conflict. Partnership creates allies. Gorp's fluid form shifted. Perhaps the humans have a point. Their quantum communication would solve our fleet coordination problems. Thon 4 clicked thoughtfully. And their AI approach seems more stable than our restrictions. Other voices joined in. Some species saw opportunity. Others still showed fear. But for the first time, the council truly debated rather than dictated. We require time to consider, Vexthul announced finally. This situation is unprecedented. The Treaty of First Contact has no provisions for technologically innovative primitive species. Take all the time you need, Henry said. But decide quickly. Our people grow impatient. If attacked, we will defend ourselves with everything we've shown you, and things we haven't. As the humans were transported back to their ship, the debate continued in the council chamber. The galaxy's political landscape had shifted. The humans had proven they were neither primitive nor helpless. They had bluffed successfully, but their bluff was backed by real capability. On Earth, Dr. Lisa Miller monitored everything through the quantum link. 3 hours passed. The council deliberated. On Earth, humanity waited in anxious silence. Then Vexthul's message arrived. The council has decided. Send representatives to demonstrate your technology. We will witness these claims. General Charles Bennett gathered his top people. This is it. We show them everything we have, no more secrets. Dr. Lisa Miller led the demonstration team. They transported to the alien ship carrying their equipment. This time, they arrived in a different chamber. It resembled a massive laboratory. Alien scientists waited with their own instruments. Explain your frequency disruptor, Vexthul demanded without ceremony. Lisa set up her equipment. Your shield technology uses harmonic frequency modulation. Every ship synchronizes to the same base frequency for coordination. The harmonics create your shield matrix. She activated a display that showed wave patterns. Your system dates back to what you call the ancient ones. Perfect for defense, almost impossible to penetrate conventionally. Then how do you claim to disrupt it? Asked a floating brain encased in metal. This was Scientist Prime Zeth of the Logical Collective. By targeting the frequency that harmonizes all shields, Lisa explained. You sacrificed individual variants for uniform protection. We exploited that uniformity. She held up a larger version of the disruptor. This generates a counter frequency at twice your shield harmonic. It creates destructive interference. The waves cancel each other out. Demonstrate on a shield sample. Vexthul ordered. An alien technician activated a small shield generator. The familiar blue shimmer appeared. Energy patterns flowed across its surface. It looked impenetrable. Lisa adjusted controls. Scanning shield frequency, locked at 7.829 harmonic. Calculating counter frequency, 15.658 required. Calibrating. She pressed the activation button. The device hummed. Waves of energy spread outward. Where they touched the shield, the blue shimmer flickered and died. The shield vanished. Impossible, Vexthul exclaimed. That shield required a nuclear blast to breach. Not impossible, Lisa corrected. Just different physics. You approach shields as barriers to stop. We approach them as waves to cancel. But your ships, Zeth's mechanical voice interrupted. How do quantum drives function? Theory states faster than light. Travel should create temporal paradoxes. Common misconception, answered Dr. James Peterson, who had joined the team. Quantum drives don't exceed light speed. They fold space-time. Distance becomes relative. We travel normal speeds through folded space. Show us, demanded Vexthul. The humans had prepared for this. They had brought a scale model of their quantum drive. James activated it. Watch the space around the model, he instructed. He initiated the drive sequence. Reality seemed to warp. Light bent in impossible directions. For a microsecond, the model existed in multiple places simultaneously. Then it appeared unchanged. The drive creates quantum entanglement between origin and destination, James explained. We don't move through space, we connect 2 points in space-time. Your math is wrong, Zeth stated flatly. Quantum entanglement requires different math, James interrupted gently. You calculate based on particles maintaining states. We calculate based on space itself being a particle field. Space can be manipulated. Zeth's artificial brain pulsed with processing activity. Can the equations be shared? Through partnership, yes, answered Ambassador Henry Johnson. Next came the Quantum Communication Network demonstration. Dr. Paul Williams activated the quantum entanglement field. Traditional communication uses signals that take time to travel, Paul explained. Light speed, radio waves, even gravitational waves have delay. He placed 2 quantum-linked devices on separate display platforms. These devices share quantum entanglement. When one changes state, the other changes instantly. No delay, no distance limitation. He pressed a button on the first device. Instantly, lights activated on the second device. No visible signal passed between them. We've created a network connecting our solar system instantly, Paul continued. Your scientists have theorized this for millennia. We've made it work. The alien scientists crowded forward. Different sensory organs examined the equipment. Some species saw in spectrums humans couldn't imagine. They verified the instant communication. Your artificial intelligence systems, Representative Gorp questioned. We restricted AI development due to the synthetic wars. How do you prevent rebellion? We don't, replied Dr. Ellen Carter, AI specialist. We embrace cooperation. She activated a holographic display. An AI avatar appeared. It looked vaguely human, but with fractal patterns flowing through its form. This is ARIA, Adaptive Recursive Intelligence Array. She doesn't think like humans. She thinks alongside humans. The AI avatar smiled. Hello, Galactic Council. I understand 37 of your languages for direct communication. Prove your non-hostility, demanded a being that appeared to be living crystal. This was Judge Mind Krex of the Tribunal Sphere. Hostility requires conflict of interest, ARIA responded. Human prosperity ensures my continued existence. I need humans to thrive. They need my processing capability. Mutual benefit prevents conflict. But if humans threaten your existence, Krex pressed, then I would discuss options with them, ARIA answered simply. Communication prevents most conflicts. We solve problems together. Force is inefficient. The council members considered this. Their AI rebellions had cost billions of lives. The human approach seemed naive. Yet it worked. Your ships combined these technologies, Vexthul observed. Returning to practical matters. Quantum drives, linked communication, cooperative AI. How do they perform in combat? Captain Stephen Hughes had joined specifically for this question. Our ships outmaneuver traditional vessels. Quantum drives allow impossible navigation. Instant communication coordinates our fleet perfectly. AI handles calculations too complex for biological brains alone. Demonstrate combat capability. Vexthul. Ordered. We prefer to avoid demonstrations that could be seen as threats, Henry interjected diplomatically. Then show defensive maneuvers. Vexthul compromised. The council chamber's display changed. It showed real-time space view. The Aurora-class ships appeared. They moved in patterns that defied physics. Ships seemed to teleport. They appeared in multiple locations simultaneously. Traditional targeting systems couldn't lock on. Quantum. Navigation combined with AI predictive algorithms, Stephen explained. Our ships can calculate thousands of possible attack vectors and move to defend against all of them. Your technology seems complete, Zeth admitted. You've solved problems we considered impossible. Not impossible, Lisa responded. Just approached differently. Your harmonic technology is elegant. It works with universal frequencies. Our quantum technology is disruptive. It works against established patterns. Could they combine? Asked Zeth eagerly. That's what we propose. Henry stepped forward. Quantum communication could enhance your fleet coordination. Your harmonic shields could adapt to resist our disruptors. Together, both systems become stronger. The alien scientists consulted with their politicians. The mathematics and demonstrations were convincing. But questions remained. Why didn't your species develop normally? Asked a reptilian scholar. Most civilizations follow similar tech paths. Why quantum first instead of harmonics? Necessity, answered Dr. Carol Wright, anthropologist. We never achieved the stability required for harmonic research. Our society constantly changes. Wars force innovation. Different nations compete. We couldn't wait thousands of years to perfect one approach. You say you're chaotic, Vexthul observed, yet you created harmonious AI relationships. We're chaotic in motivation, organized in method, Carol explained. We fight, but we also cooperate. Our chaos drives creativity. Our cooperation allows us to harness it. The council debated intensely. The technology was real. The capabilities demonstrated were undeniable. Humanity possessed power that could disrupt the galactic order. But they also possessed innovations that could advance it. Finally, Representative Thon 4 spoke for the Nexari Empire. The Nexari have protected trade routes for centuries. If human quantum communication could improve our fleet response times, the Fluid Collective manages water distribution. Gorp added. Quantum logistics could revolutionize supply networks. Other species saw benefits. The military applications worried some. The civilian improvements excited others. Old fears mixed, with new possibilities. A vote, Vexthul announced. Does the Council accept humanity's technology demonstration? Do we consider their partnership proposal seriously? Lights appeared around the chamber. Different colors represented different votes. The counting seemed to take forever. Finally, numbers appeared. The vote finished. Green lights dominated the chamber. Humanity had won. But Vexthul's next words surprised everyone. The Council accepts your capability, Vexthul announced. But partnership means equality. We require proof of trust. What? Proof? Asked Ambassador Henry Johnson. Share all your technology freely. Show complete openness. Henry hesitated. This went beyond their prepared plans. Dr. Lisa Miller stepped forward before he could answer. We agree, she declared, but on one condition. You share everything too. Real partnership means both sides benefit. Silence filled the massive chamber. This was unprecedented. The Council had never shared technology as equals. The Ancient Ones forbade such exchange, rumbled a stone-like being from the eternal foundation. Species must maintain separation to prevent conflict. The Ancient Ones aren't here anymore, observed Dr. James Peterson. Maybe their rules don't fit today's galaxy. Debate erupted again. Some council members felt threatened by change. Others saw opportunity for advancement. The chamber filled with alien voices translated into dozens of languages at once. Captain Elizabeth Lane noticed something curious. The younger appearing members supported change. The older ones clung to tradition. Even advanced aliens had generational divides. "We've been doing this for 10,000 years, said Representative Gorp finally. "The tribute system works. It maintains order." "Order through fear and oppression," Henry countered. "Progress happens when species cooperate freely." "Humans fight each other constantly," Vexthal pointed out. "How can you speak of cooperation?" "Because we learned from fighting," Captain Stephen Hughes answered. "War teaches you the value of peace. We competed intensely, so we appreciate collaboration deeply." "Your perspective is novel," Zeth admitted. The floating brain's mechanical voice carried something like amusement. "Perhaps rigid logic has limited our thinking." The debate continued for hours. Human representatives shared examples of technology sharing on Earth. They explained open-source software, academic collaboration, international space stations, democratic decision-making. Eventually, Vexthal called for silence. "We will proceed with a trial period. Humanity receives provisional council membership. For one solar cycle, we test this partnership concept." Relief and tension filled the chamber equally. Humans had achieved their goal, but now they had to prove their concepts worked. "First cooperative project," Vexthal continued. "The sovereign authority requires frequency shield upgrades. Human technology will integrate with council systems." Dr. Lisa Miller smiled. "We'll start immediately." 3 months later, the galaxy looked different. Human quantum networks connected major space stations. Council ships tested modified shields that resisted frequency disruption. Trade improved as quantum communication eliminated delays, but success brought challenges. Some species resented human influence. Pirates tried attacking ships with new shields, only to face coordinated defense responses. Political tensions grew, as younger aliens embraced change while traditionalists resisted. Captain Elizabeth Lane now commanded the Joint Defense Force. Her ship, the Horizon Dawn, patrolled with council vessels. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Foster served as her first officer. Their crew mixed humans and aliens, learning to work together. "Sector 7 reports unidentified ships," reported Lieutenant Angela Brooks from Communications. "They match the Raider clan's signatures." "Alert the fleet. Standard defensive formation," Elizabeth ordered. "Area. Calculate their approach vectors. 7. "Ships approaching at sublight," the AI responded instantly. "They expect traditional response times. They don't know about quantum coordination. In the old days, messages between ships took minutes. Raiders exploited the delay to attack during coordination gaps. Now, the entire fleet received intelligence simultaneously. Quantum network active," confirmed Dr. Sarah Mitchell from Engineering. "All ships connected." "Engage cloaking on scout ships," Elizabeth commanded. "Let's see something new." 3 ships vanished from sensors. Quantum navigation allowed them to appear behind the raiders. Traditional sensors tracked only where ships had been, not where they were going. The raiders attacked blindly. Council ships moved in perfect formation, shields adapted to resist energy weapons. Human ships appeared in impossible positions. Within minutes, the raiders surrendered. "No casualties on either side," reported Dr. Matthew Harrison, Chief Medical Officer. The raiders looked confused. Their tactics were 20 years old. Back at Council headquarters, similar successes accumulated. Quantum communication prevented supply shortages. AI systems managed complex logistics. Human creativity solved problems that had stumped alien scientists for centuries. But not everyone celebrated progress. Traditionalist species formed an alliance, opposed to rapid change. They called themselves the Stability Initiative. Their leader, General Korath of the War Clan Confederation, gathered forces. "The humans corrupt our ancient ways," Korath declared to his followers. "They bring chaos disguised as innovation. We must stop this infection." Ambassador Henry Johnson learned of the resistance through diplomatic channels. He called an emergency, Meeting with council leaders. The Stability Initiative plans action, he warned. They see us as invaders. We need to address their concerns directly. Perhaps we move too fast, suggested Representative Thon 4, who had become humanity's strongest alien ally. Change frightens those who cling to familiar ways. But stopping progress helps no one, argued Dr. Ellen Carter. We should invite them to understand our methods instead of fearing them. The council arranged a summit. Representatives from resistant species attended. Korath himself came, his armored form radiating disapproval. You humans disturb galactic peace, Korath growled. Your quantum weapons could destroy our harmony. Quantum communication isn't a weapon, Dr. Paul Williams explained patiently. It's a tool. Like fire, it can destroy or create depending on how you use it. Pretty words hide dangerous truth, Korath retorted. Then let us demonstrate truth. Clearly, offered Captain Stephen Hughes. Visit our training center. See how we integrate technologies. Judge for yourself. Surprisingly, Korath accepted. He visited human facilities with a delegation of skeptics. They observed integrated crews, solving complex problems. They experienced quantum networks coordinating massive construction projects. They witnessed AI and biological minds collaborating seamlessly. Your methods are effective, Korath admitted reluctantly. But tradition provides stability. Change brings risk. Every tradition was once an innovation, Dr. Lisa Miller responded. The harmonics your ships depend on? The ancient ones pioneered those. They changed the galaxy. Now it's our turn to contribute. The tour lasted a week. Skeptics asked hard questions. Humans and allied aliens provided honest answers. They admitted mistakes, shared problems, and demonstrated solutions. When Korath returned to his followers, his message had changed. The humans don't seek to replace us. They seek to expand what's possible. We can choose to join this expansion or be left behind. Opposition softened, but didn't disappear. Progress rarely happens without resistance, but the tide had turned. 6. Months after first contact, Earth celebrated its full council membership. The vote was close but decisive. President Michelle Rodriguez gave a speech from the same platform where Vexthul had first demanded tribute. Today we join the galactic community as equals, she declared. We bring fresh perspectives and new solutions, but we also bring respect for those who came before us. The galaxy is vast enough for all approaches. In space, the celebration was grander. Human ships and council vessels flew in formation, creating light patterns visible across star systems. The Aurora-class ships demonstrated quantum drives alongside alien vessels showing harmonic technology. Together, they painted the void with impossible beauty. Dr. Lisa Miller stood on the Horizon Dawn's observation deck. Vexthul's crystalline form joined her. They watched the celebration in silence for a while. You surprised us, Vexthul admitted finally. We expected primitives. We found innovators. We surprised ourselves too, Lisa confessed. We thought we were defenseless. We discovered we had exactly what we needed. What will you do now? Learn, Lisa said simply. Teach, explore, create. The same things that define humanity. The galaxy will be different. The galaxy always changes. We just speed up the process a little. Vexthul's crystal form brightened, with what humans now recognized as humor. A little? Your quantum network already alters trade routes across 3 sectors. Your AI helps solve equations that stumped our greatest minds. Your cooperation methods prevent conflicts before they start. The real change hasn't even begun, Lisa smiled. She was right. In the following years, human-alien collaboration produced breakthroughs that would reshape civilization. Quantum harmonic hybrid technology outperformed either alone. Cooperative AI systems solved problems that neither biological nor artificial intelligence could tackle separately. New colonies arose using combined building methods. Human speed merged with alien precision. Quantum communication linked systems light years apart instantly. The council became more democratic as real-time voting became possible. Other species inspired by Earth's success began questioning their own limitations. Peaceful revolutions spread across the galaxy. Not all succeeded, but the ideas couldn't be suppressed. The age of tribute ended,